SimWorld presents Around the Table with E and the Fat Man.
What's up, everybody? It's the B.O.B., and I am here with my man, E. How are you doing today?
I am doing well, Bob. I hope you've had a good holiday weekend, and I hope
yeah.
you've been enjoying these new preseason tournaments, catching a lot of attention, getting a lot of notice, and a lot of fun so far. We've barely scratched the surface. We're just getting started here.
Oh, yeah, there's just so much going on, but what we're going to do today, this is Around the Table. I am the Fat Man. That is E. I got to figure out a new way to say that, because I'm always wanting to say, I'm E, you're the Fat Man, but that was way off, and people can tell just from the picture.
Well, maybe sometimes we'll mix it up. Sometimes I'll be the Fat Man, you'll be E, who knows?
We'll have to have you put on a fat suit or something. I'll lose 100 or 200 pounds. But this is Around the Table. This is where we talk about pretty much whatever we want. But this week, there's been a lot of big things going on in SimWorld. A lot of tournaments getting started or sign-ups starting and everything. Let's just go ahead and start with the first tournament, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be more than a dozen of these things by the time this is all over. I meant it with that just scratch the surface comment. But the first one kicking off down in Florida, Sunset Beach, nice place to be this time of the year, by the way, with the cold setting in everywhere else. But the Sunset Beach Ballers, a 3-on-3 first to 15 wins, single elimination tournament. Had 8 teams signed up for this, so 24 players, and exciting stuff. I mean, first of all, exciting in that a lot of names involved in this one, a lot of new kids who are coming through. So, I mean, Reza Red, Xavier Pope, Jay Luce, Jay Laster, Tyson Isam. We had a lot of kind of, fun new names to get to watch here. But if you ask me, the big story coming out of this was Team Hyman, set up by Trey Hyman. Had Royce Anderson and Xavier Pope joining him. So, I mean, you're talking about a pretty loaded team and also a big squad. Trey Hyman himself, 6'10", Xavier Pope, 6'6", and Royce Anderson, also 6'6". So no true guard, certainly no point man on this whole thing, but didn't matter for Team Hyman. They tore through Jay Luce's squad and then impressively beat Team Rhodes. This is a team that Levi Rhodes set up, but you'd forgive people if they called it Team Trey, because Trey Turner's on that, and he tends to be the shining star of whatever team he's on. But Hyman took them out and then beat Coach Laster's squad, featuring Dominic Bianco, to win the championship in this thing. So, that really impressed me. And then there was some fun too, I think, happened earlier in the tournament. Neither one of these squads able to advance into the championship game, but was fun having Team Red and Team Blumenstein out there too, or Gil Blumenstein's squad as well. Future Indy teammates going at it, and 2 kids looking pretty good there too. But congrats Team Hyman, winner of the kickoff of the preseason tournaments. And I got to say, Royce Anderson, Xavier Pope, Trey, all these kids are highly ranked. Royce Anderson 21st among the 17-year-olds, and then you get to Hyman and Pope, the number 3 and 4 ranked recruits, both California kids, Oakland and Los Angeles respectively. But for me, really kind of, firmly cemented their status, and names I'm not going to forget, Trey Hyman in particular, leading that squad to a preseason tournament title.
Yeah, and I'll say that I was really happy for Royce Anderson getting this first win in his young career. I know whenever I had a chance to talk to him a couple weeks ago, I don't know, there's just something about the kid that attached me a little bit to him. So I'll be rooting for him all throughout the season, all throughout his career for sure.
I know he's a young Charles Barkley, and I know you like that kind of bruiser, Bob. So
you need him.
Yeah,
you need him.
I'm not surprised by that. That wasn't a revelation to me, but.
Well, let's go ahead. Let's jump to the next one. We had our first Basketball Without Borders game. It was unlike the 3-on-3 tournament, which was those are fun, but
they're fun.
We're really here for the 5-on-5, the full regulation games.
Yeah.
And
the 3-on-3 is fun, but as you just said, the 5-on-5 is basketball.
Yeah. So we had Team Blue beat Team Gray. It was one-on-one. It was single elimination, I guess you can call it, since there was only one game for a champion.
Yeah.
But we ended up with MVP Khalid Ali. They upset, in my opinion, at any time. Last season, Africa just did so much, so well.
They
But
did.
Khalid Ali really, really shut down Gray's Abu Bakar Ogbonna and in the fourth quarter, and that was huge for them.
Yeah.
And I believe Khalid Ali is going to run DMV, correct?
I believe that is correct, Bob.
We still have to say we believe that he's going there because there is that
Well,
chance
yeah.
that he decides to back up his commitment on January 16th. But anyway,
Talented African big man, however, Egyptian, Khaled is, and maybe this was his coming out party here. Did a great job defensively, earned MVP nods from most people who watched this game. I was reading the commentary on this and the chat. By the way, we should make a quick comment too, Bob, just saying about all these tournaments, all these games we're talking about. You can watch them live, or you can watch them later if you can't be there live. Watch them on YouTube, and highly recommend you do. I will say, again, you got to be there at the right time. People have busy lives. I get it. But if you can come to any of these games live, be part of the chat and everything like that too, it's fun. It's a good environment. It's a good experience. And these tournaments are fun. Not everything riding on them, and getting to see some new players try out some new tricks.
Yeah, and if you enjoyed the game, go ahead and throw a little bit of a like button down.
Oh yeah, you can do that for us too. Always appreciated. Always appreciated. We need to get a Kickstarter going for this around the table business, Bob.
Sure.
Let's keep it on topic though. The West Coast Takeover. This one just started this weekend over Thanksgiving weekend here, Sunday actually. First game's being played, and already a little bit of drama. 15-year-old Daniel Horry injured himself during warm-ups, I believe. Yeah, and was a late scratch. Had to be replaced by Lorenzo Phenom, who had come out to the West Coast to support his teammates and take it all in, but actually ended up suiting up and getting in the game. So you got Big Zo Phenom in that one. Have a few more players too. Gil Blumenstein, who is really kind of emerging on the scene here. Gil's getting a lot of work done on the court and impressing people. He's in the West Coast Takeover. And also Corey Yams.
Yams.
Sweet Potatoes himself is in this one too. And Corey, big presence on the social media. And hey, look, that counts too, folks. It's about on the court and then it's about off the court here in SimWorld. And you got to make your mark on both. Corey Yams, young man, certainly has, and he'll be playing here too. And in fact, both these guys already, again, this thing just kicked off, but both Gil Blumenstein and Corey Yams' squad. Corey Yams is on Team Coach Smith, which also features Bryce James and Ethan Letterman. They're already advanced to the last 8. They've won 2 games to get that far. And there's one other team, which is in the final 8 already in this one, and that's Team Greenlight, Gil Blumenstein, and Elijah Hawkins, 2 of the biggest names here in this. But, the West Coast Takeover, it's a 5-on-5, so it is full basketball, but not a full game. It's first to 21. And, 16 teams in this single elimination tournament. And, 2 of them already have advanced to the last 8. Other games being played today. And, again, a lot of big names in this one. Jafet Towns, yet to play, still looking to go. Nene Gibson and Derek Long. You got a mini little Texas connection there happen for the Akatsuki, if I'm saying that correctly.
Sure.
And I'll admit, if that's a reference to something, it sounds like Yu-Gi-Oh! Or something to me. But it's
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Going above my head.
It's Yu-Gi-Oh! Eric.
I'm sorry.
Yu-Gi-Oh!
This younger generation with their crazy name games. What can I do? Torian Blood also in this thing. Laith Money, Chris Campbell coming back, Caden Ship, and Curtis London playing with Royce Anderson, as well as Jason Tada and Trey Hyman on Team Coach Pope. Let's see how they come out in this squad. But this should be a lot of fun. West Coast Takeover just kicking off today.
Yeah, I mean, I still can't believe I said it. You still didn't even acknowledge it, man. Coach Bilardi's in this one, man.
Oh, well, yes, Coach Tim Bilardi, of course.
We got
Coach Bilardi's squad.
So, to me, it's really hard for me to vote against Coach Bilardi with everything he did last season, and especially when he has such a highly ranked player and highly talented player in Mbako. It's just last season.
And And hold on, because I can't let Bellardi's boys be mentioned and not talk about my kid Aaron Lovejoy,
Oh, yeah.
big man with the sweet passing handle. I'm a big Aaron Lovejoy fan, and Raheem Dandridge, who might have to step into those Che King shoes, also getting involved in this tournament.
That's pushing it a little bit too far there, Eric.
Hey,
So
somebody's got to.
I'm gonna go ahead and move on because that's a little too much there. That was, but we do have, just to kind of wrap this episode up, we do have a bunch of more tournaments coming. We got the Charleston Invitational that starts next week. Teams are all signed up for that. We have another Basketballs Without Borders. It's a Europe game, December 7th. They're playing. Their game is on December 7th. Latin America has one on December 10th. I'm not sure how I feel about the Europe one, though, because just the European team last season as a whole was such a disappointment that it's not, when you think of European basketball, you think of highly talented players, but last season they weren't there.
You do, but hey, let's, it's a new season, new collection of players, and Europe this year brings back Carlos Buffini, and there's a kid named Ladislav Bulatovic.
Oh, okay.
Serbian.
5 times fast.
Ladislav Bulatovic. Don't tell me I can't speak my Slavic names. Kid's out of Belgrade, 6'3" wing. Keep an eye on him. I think you're going to like him. There's actually a few talented wings on this Europe squad coming. Don't forget Jose Angel Camacho, the Spaniard. Christian Fazekas, you're going to remember from last year. But anyway, and of course Samuel Kipping, the number 1 ranked international, the big German. But I'm looking forward to Europe and to the Latin American games, just because this is going to be our first real chance to see these new European talents in any kind of competitive format. So
So again, Europe December 7th. Latin America, December 10th. We got the Big Apple Classic registrations happening right now. I'm sure, again, on my end, Coach Bellardi is again going to be the favorite heading into that. It's especially with the talent that he has, like you said, Lovejoy, who I actually forgot about, so I apologize. But then we got the Top of the Mountain, Canada Flight, Havoc in the Heartland, so many more down the pipeline.
A bunch more.
A ton.
Yep.
So just stay tuned, stay engaged, watch them games. And
the other thing is that, want to remind anybody who's a player or a coach, if you want to get a team in this, if you want to, sign up to coach one of these squads, or you want to be a player in this thing, the Big Apple Classic registration begins Monday. Registration starts on Monday, November 28th. So encourage everybody, if you got an interest, to throw your hat in the ring on that one. But, plenty more coming too. You just talked about a bunch of them, but didn't even mention Hoops Fest Live, Chi-Town Hoopers Only Invitational, East Coast. There's just so many of them. So it's a lot of fun. I'm glad they're coming fast and furious like this.
Well, wrap up the basketball talk there. We dropped the ball a little bit. We're usually pretty good on our holidays, and we did not have a pre-Thanksgiving episode. So
no, we could have. We should have. Our bad.
I would have loved to have like a Thanksgiving food draft, which nobody can tell me anything different. It's not about the turkey. It's not about the yams. It's about the mashed potatoes. But I digress. So what were you thankful for this year? We'll say, give us 2 things, just in general, and a SimWorld hoops one.
Yeah, I like it. Well, first of all, I'm with you on the mashed potatoes, and that was my responsibility for my family Thanksgiving this year. I make the mashed potatoes. I do it really good with sour cream, chives, a little cream cheese in there too, makes it nice. That's my little secret.
I'll say we went to we were going to cook, and then my mother-in-law decided she was going to cook, and we got there, and she had like half a bag of potatoes done. She's like, "You think that's enough?" And I was like, "No, I think we should do the whole bag." And
get them all in there.
She looked at my wife, and she's like, "You think the whole bag?" And she's like, "Yeah, probably the whole bag."
No, put them in there.
But yeah, so what are you thankful for?
Yeah, to be thankful for. Well, so I'll send one thankful SimWorld thing is that, I could just say, and it's an obvious one, I'm so thankful we got these preseason tournaments going, but you know what? I am going to combine my thankfulness with a shout out, if you will, and it will be a shout out to our founder and the person who has really kind of put all this together, kind of puts everything together, really. I am thankful for Ron Yell. You probably know him as Yells if you mostly interact with us through Discord. But Ron Yell, it was his vision to get this thing going in the first place. It was his move to get these preseason tournaments going when he saw how much people were loving the pickup games. So I will say I am thankful for Yells for all he's put into SimWorld here itself. And within SimWorld itself, I am thankful for the new players emerging already.
Mhm.
I mean, I feel like 2 months ago, I only knew the players that were coming back. Nene Gibson,
Oh, yeah.
Trey Turner, Corey London, all the rest of
I
them.
say, gee,
But
you said you can remember them, and you're forgetting all
no,
of them. You
I
Lorenzo
was
Phenom, Bo Pagnotti. Come on, you can
I
run
was
them.
trying to say Curtis London, but for some reason Cody was coming out. So I was like, wait a minute, no. Cash Ruffin, Dominic Bianco, all of them. Believe me, even Braden Smith.
You were just coming up with a name that covered all of them at once.
That's right. Just get them all in there. But I am thankful that I already know some new names. That I know Reza Red. That I know Gil Blumenstein. That I know Corey Yams.
Yep.
Got to get my sweet potatoes.
Yep.
By the way, that is my least favorite Thanksgiving dish. I'm not a sweet potato fan.
Yeah. Shots fired.
Won't do it.
Shots
Won't
fired.
do it. Well, with that, maybe I can turn it over to you, Bob, and give me your thankfulness and your critique of sweet potatoes.
So I actually don't hate sweet potatoes. I prefer I don't remember what it is. There's like a frozen sweet potato pie type thing. It's not a pie because I don't really care. I'm not a big pie guy. I made an apple pie once that was delicious, but again, I made it once and that was it. It just too much work. But
Yep.
thankful. I mean, I'm thankful for my family, my wife, my pets. Have a ton of them. They're expensive.
Like it. Yeah,
especially nowadays.
They're worth it.
Yeah, SimWorld. Yeah, you kind of hit it for me too. Is I'm really thankful for our VUs. The fact that we opened it up to the players. I know we were not necessarily there yet when we decided to open it up to the players, but obviously it was a good thing for us. It really got they're very active, and whether you love them, you hate them, you yam them, whatever it is, it's such a good thing to see all the VUs out there interacting with themselves, interacting with the coaches. Obviously, all the returning coaches. I'm thankful for them. Thankful for all you guys. Thankful for you. If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't have this podcast. There'd be no E. It'd just be the Fat Man. And who wants to sit and listen to me besides myself? Because I love hearing myself talk. So I'm also thankful for me, I guess I'll say.
All right. We can be thankful for each other, Bob. I think that's a nice sentiment and a good way to close the show.
Well, everybody, the application's still open. If you want to be a coach, if you want to be a player, there's plenty of spots open. There's plenty of teams looking for coaches. There's Hey, how about we not get as many? There's some players like Trey Turner. I don't want to see him get pushed aside for a VU, but you know what? If he has to, he has to. So again, go fill out that application, sign up, watch the game. Just thank you guys for being here with us.
And a happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving, and I know again we started recording a little bit before the West Coast games today, so some of them are in progress. So catch them or tune in and just thank you guys for being a part of this, and have a great rest of your weekend.
Bye, everybody.